Right now, as you're watching this, ask yourself, who is doing the watching? Is it your brain? Is it your mind? Is it your soul? Or are you just a really smart lump of meat? Today, we're diving into one of the biggest mysteries that science and philosophy have ever faced. What are you really? Stay with me till the end, because once you see how neuroscience and philosophy collide on this question, you'll never think about yourself the same way again. Let's start simple. Consciousness is just a fancy word for being aware. It's that feeling you have right now, that you're alive, that you exist, and that you're experiencing this moment. But here's the twist. Nobody actually knows how it works. Scientists can describe what parts of your brain light up when you feel sad, happy, scared, or excited. Philosophers can argue about the nature of the mind for hours, but when it comes down to it, nobody can explain exactly why you're you. It's called the hard problem of consciousness, and it's called hard for a reason. After hearing this, you may be asking yourself, who am I really? Well, let's look at this together. Neuroscience tells us something pretty crazy. Your brain isn't just taking in the world, it's creating it. Right now, the colors you see, the sounds you hear, the feeling of your body in your chair, they're all happening inside your brain. You think you're seeing the outside world? Not really. You're seeing your brain's best guess of what's out there. This is called predictive processing, one of the hottest topics in brain science today. It means your brain is like a Hollywood studio, producing a full-on movie, starring you, directed by you, and projected inside you. Pretty weird, right? But it gets weirder. Let's take a step back and ask a crazy but important question. If your brain is creating everything you experience, then who or what is actually experiencing it? Think about it for a second. Everything you see, hear, touch, taste, and feel, it's not happening out there the way you think it is. It's happening inside your brain. Your eyes don't actually see, they're just sensors picking up light. Your brain translates that into a picture you can understand. Your ears don't actually hear sounds. They catch vibrations, and your brain turns those vibrations into music, laughter, or words. Even your sense of touch, it's your brain interpreting electrical signals from your skin. In a weird way, you've never really touched anything outside yourself. Your brain creates a virtual reality, like a high-definition movie. And you live inside it. It's the ultimate VR headset, and you were born wearing it. So then, where is the real you in all this? Are you the voice in your head? Are you the story you tell yourself about your life? Are you just a collection of memories? Or are you something deeper, something behind it all? Imagine your brain like a very convincing movie projector. It's projecting a movie called Your Life 24/7. You're watching it, feeling it, totally believing it's real. But you're not the movie. You're the one watching it. That quiet sense of I am behind everything, that's you. Not your thoughts, not your emotions, not even your personality, which can change over time. The real you is the one aware of all of it. Neuroscientists have a term for this mystery, the hard problem of consciousness. It's the question of how brain activity creates a first-person experience, and who it's happening to. Science can tell us what happens when neurons fire. It can map which parts of the brain light up when you feel love, sadness, or hunger. But it still can't answer. Who is feeling those things? Where is the observer inside the brain? Is it even in the brain at all? Some thinkers believe the self, the thing you call me, is just an illusion, a mental trick, a story the brain tells itself to stay organized. Others say the self is real, but it's not what we think. It's not a solid thing. It's more like a flow, a constantly changing awareness. You're not a fixed object. You're a process, like a river, always moving, always changing, but still somehow there. You've probably felt this deep down at times, like when you lose yourself in music, or when you look at a sunset and forget your worries for a moment, or when you're so present that your thoughts disappear, and there's just pure experience. In those moments, the you, who's always thinking, worrying, planning, steps aside, and what's left is just being. That's closer to the real you, not the labels, not the roles you play, not the past mistakes or future plans, just awareness. just presence. Pretty wild, right? Here you are, thinking you're the CEO of your life, but you're more like the sky that watches the clouds float by. Thoughts come and go, feelings come and go, experiences come and go. But you, the real you, are the one who sees it all. And that is much bigger than you think. In the next part, we'll dive even deeper into the biggest philosophical showdown of all time. Are you a body with a mind or a mind with a body? Get ready. It's about to get intense. Now let's pull back the camera. This debate about consciousness has been raging for thousands of years. On one side, you have dualists like René Descartes, who said, "I think, therefore I am." They believe mind and body are two different things, that there's something beyond the physical, maybe a soul, spirit, or non-physical mind. On the other side, you have materialists who say, "Nope, it's just neurons, electricity, and biology." Consciousness is nothing more than a byproduct of a very complicated brain. And here's the thing, science still hasn't picked a side. Most scientists lean toward materialism. Most people, deep down, feel like dualists. We feel like there's more to us than just chemicals, but feelings aren't proof. Now let's play a little game. Scientists use the mirror test to check if animals have self-awareness. You put a mark on an animal's forehead without it knowing, and then put it in front of a mirror. If it touches the mark on its own body, not the mirror, it passes. Only a few animals pass. Chimps, elephants, dolphins, some birds. You passed it as a toddler. Congratulations, by the way. But the question is, what does that really prove? Is recognizing yourself in a mirror the same as having a soul? Or is it just another trick your brain learned to survive better? The mystery deepens. Here's another crazy thought. If consciousness is just brain activity, at what point does it start? When you're born? Before that? When the brain reaches a certain size? And where does it end? When brainwaves stop? Or can something of you continue beyond death? Philosophy opens the door to big ideas like reincarnation, near-death experiences, the idea of an eternal soul. Science mostly shrugs. It says, we don't have enough data, but humans crave meaning. And that craving is part of consciousness itself. Now, here's a tough one. Are you in control of your decisions? Studies show that sometimes your brain makes a decision seconds before you're even aware of it. A famous experiment by Benjamin Libet found that brain signals, called readiness potentials, happen before you consciously choose to move your hand. This leads to a chilling possibility. Maybe you're not the driver. Maybe you're the passenger, telling yourself a story about where you think you're going. But don't lose hope. Even if free will is complicated, the story you tell yourself still matters. It shapes your identity, it shapes your actions, it shapes your future. Here's something powerful. When you practice mindfulness, you step back and watch your thoughts instead of getting pulled around by them. You start realizing you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness of your thoughts. That's huge. It's like waking up inside the dream of your life and realizing you can change the story. Bit by bit, you get to train your consciousness instead of being trapped by it. And science backs it up. MRI studies show that mindfulness can literally change the structure of your brain, increasing areas linked to focus, emotional control, and compassion. Pretty amazing for something as simple as paying attention. Now, we talk a lot about thinking and reasoning, but emotions are a huge part of consciousness too. You can't separate being aware from feeling something about what you're aware of. Even fear, love, sadness, excitement, they color your experience. Without emotions, consciousness would be a boring, colorless place. So don't think your emotions are bad or weak. They're part of what makes your consciousness rich and beautiful. And learning to work with them instead of fighting them is one of the deepest kinds of growth. All right, let's bring it home. When neuroscience meets philosophy, what do we learn? Maybe you are a biological machine running sophisticated software, a self-aware simulation, a temporary spark of consciousness in a massive universe, or something even bigger, something science can't measure yet. But whatever you are, one thing is clear. You are not an accident. You are a mystery, a miracle of awareness. And maybe the real goal isn't just to understand consciousness, it's to live it fully. To experience this strange, beautiful, painful, wonderful thing called life as awake as you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, you are not just a brain, you are not just a body. You are the living experience itself. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride into consciousness. If you enjoyed this exploration, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who loves thinking deeply about life. Until next time, stay awake, stay curious, and remember, you are so much more than you know.